For more on Israel and Iran, we are joined once again by Daniel Levy. He is co-director of the Middle East Task Force at the New America Foundation. It's a nonpartisan public policy research organization, and he's also a former advisor to the Israeli government. And he joins us from Washington. Daniel, what's the reaction of the Israeli government to the elections in Iran?
Relatively muted, Martin. What we saw in advance of the election in the Israeli papers was actually a rather unusually candid set of comments coming out that Israel was actually hoping for an Ahmadinejad victory, that he's a PR gift to Israel. And you had one lead commentator quoting officials as saying everyone should go out and vote for Ahmadinejad. Since the results of the election, including in the speech by Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, you've had very little said. I think that's intentional, I think it's smart, and I think it also may be encouraged by Washington, which is, given all the uncertainty, given everything else going on, it's probably better if Israel doesn't talk too much at the moment so as not to feed into an already tense situation in Tehran.
Let's talk about Netanyahu's speech. Netanyahu's endorsement of a Palestinian state came with a lot of conditions, and I'm wondering, are these points negotiable or not?
Well, what you had in both of Israel's leading papers was an interesting comment. They said, one huge leap for Benjamin Netanyahu, one very small step for the Middle East peace process. He said Palestinian state, that's important, but he filled it with so many conditionalities as to empty it of meaning. If those conditions stick, then there's not much you can do with it. The challenge for everyone now is to walk forward from a very small step taken.
The Arab world has reacted very negatively to Netanyahu's speech. Egyptian President Hosni Mubarak said today it actually aborts the peace process. So what's next?
I think what's next is that the ball returns to the US administration's court. On the settlement freeze issue, Prime Minister Netanyahu gave a rather blunt no. He said he'll carry on natural growth. The Obama administration will have to follow that up. More broadly speaking, I think the issue now is whether there is an American-driven effort at achieving two states, because what you heard from the Israeli side is something that really won't be helpful in terms of beginning negotiations.
Well, we're 4 or 5 months into the Obama administration. What progress, if any, has that administration made in moving the peace process forward?
Well, I think you saw that just a few weeks' worth of making an issue of settlements led a very recalcitrant Israeli Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, to say yes to two states. I think that you now have an atmosphere created in which, if the Obama administration continues being honest in its demands on both sides, you could actually move this forward. I think the challenge now for the Obama administration is address Israel's security needs and then ask Israel to address the territorial needs, the border needs, removal of settlements, Jerusalem, which are what the Palestinians need for a state. If you bring those two together, I think there's a deal to be had.
Daniel Levy, as always, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.